Florida State getting left out of the playoffs. To no surprising, right? If you analyze the statement that was made with Florida State being left out of the playoffs, what does that mean? Well, it means a number of things. For one, it means that people in small places doing big things, like people getting their pockets lined for more money. It's about money, right? Who's going to bring more money to the table? Not only is it disrespectful to college football standards, but it clearly shows there's corruption within the whole system of things, right? Period. That's what this shows. Because if you can go undefeated, right, and you are, but then again, it's always been that way. There's many teams who were in a group of 5 that went undefeated, but never had a shot at being in the playoffs, only to play, in a bowl game, a New Year's Six game. You've had, in this sense, if Florida is in a power conference and they played opponents with their strength of schedule, and they made it to becoming undefeated against all Power 5 teams, or with the exception of out of league play, they should have been in the rankings. Wasn't they like number 3 at one point? Wasn't they number 3 all the way up to the end of the season? I mean, what made you think? For an example, right? Let's look at it like this. Hold on one second. Would Florida State would have been in the playoffs had Alabama lost another round or another game? Would they would have been able to be in the playoffs if it was a 2-loss team? And then where did that leave Georgia? The question is, how are they coming up with this? Just because what this means is, just because you're undefeated doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get in, right? And we always know the commissioner of the SEC always got his hands into, getting his teams in. We know this, right? And it's almost like they are addicted to the attention of, making sure they stay relevant. So, yeah, they're going to be paying. Yeah, money is being paid to make things happen, right? Under the table. And that's why you see what you see. Is there any commissioner from the ACC paying anybody money to make sure that they votes go through? No. But the SEC commissioner is making sure that happen, obviously, right? So let's look at it like this. Michigan was in a situation, right, with their situation, obviously mean that there's corruption within the world of college sports. That's what this means, right? So the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. It's about lobbying, what you want to have done. It's no different. It's been going on for a long time, and the person with the biggest check or the deepest pockets, they tend to get what they want, period. That's basically what this is. And so, is Alabama a good team? I only saw when they played Texas. They didn't play good against Texas, but that doesn't mean they're not a good team. If you reversed it and Florida went to the playoffs and not Alabama, would Florida would have been able to beat all the other teams? Maybe so. Maybe they was, being biased on Florida. Maybe they didn't want Florida to win a national championship or go to a game. I can see how there can be a lot of frustration behind that, you see. But the excuse of the reason, this is what unveiled. If you guys just dig deeper and look at the facts and the truth of the situation, is telling you exactly what it is. Whenever something like that happened, it wasn't based off of merit. It was based off of what somebody else thought. An individual, what an individual thought, not based off of the merits of Florida State going undefeated and being a good team. They said, this is what they gave y'all, right? Well, their quarterback, come on now, think about it. Well, their quarterback is injured, so that's why they didn't get voted in. That is not even legal. You can't even do that. You can't even do that. I mean, who's running the playoffs, right? Literally, you could say, hey, their quarterback is injured, so we're going to put Alabama in instead. Come on, if that's not corruption, I mean, what do you call it? It's telling you right in the, staring at you right in the face. So when that happens, you got to understand that this is what you up against, and this is what makes college football go into a bad place. The good thing is that there is an expansion, so there will be more slots open. I just think that for this last 4-team playoff structure, it was just hard, Alabama or Florida State, because Texas was already going to be in because they beat Alabama. So it wasn't a matter of moving Texas around. It was really Florida State or Alabama, and that's what it came down to. And then when you compare it, who you think? ACC, SEC? Come on now. Who you think is going to get in? Alabama. And that's what happened. And then they gave some lame excuse, which is not legal. The excuse is not legal. This was a favor. This was a favor done for Alabama. That's what I'm trying to say. Alabama got the favor for getting in the playoff for that 4th spot over Florida State, period. And if you had both of them at the same spot, what was the tipping scale? Oh, their quarterback is injured, so we'll give it to Alabama. Basically, it was just a favor for Alabama, and that's really how you sum it up. Should that be happening? No. Should the people who voted Alabama in be fired? I don't know. Should they have to step down? I mean, come on, that's a poor sense of judgment. Will Alabama make it through the playoffs and go to the national championship? Probably not. I don't know. Michigan seems to be the better team. Michigan seems to be the better team. Can Texas beat Michigan? Maybe. I believe Texas and Michigan will be in the national championship. I don't see Alabama getting past Texas or Michigan. I don't see that. So with that being said, that's just my take on the situation with Florida State getting, left out of the playoffs. Yes. Until next time, thank y'all for watching Global News Sports. Don't forget to, have a great day. And thank y'all for supporting the channel, liking and subscribing. Have a great day.